Hi everybody, it's November 7th, 2024, and I'm posting these videos as a form of therapy to recover from the trauma of watching my little brother, Paul Kierans, 64 with Down syndrome, be locked up and locked away by his group home, L'Arche, L'Arche, and then die at Burnaby Hospital. So right now I've spent about 4 hours working on my response. My evil nun sister, who's a member of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Sault Ste. Marie, 4,000 kilometers away in Ontario, in North Bay, Ontario, we competed to be appointed Paul's guardian. And in October of 2023, the judge appointed her his guardian. It's the first time in history that a non-resident was appointed guardian of a resident of BC, of an incapable person in BC. And I appealed that to the Court of Appeal of BC, and I found out on March 28th of 2024 that my appeal was dismissed with costs against me. Then on April 9th of 2024, I had an ongoing application just to visit Paul and to have him examined by the 2 psychiatrists that I'd hired to examine him. There was no medical evidence or any evidence whatsoever that it was in his best interest to be locked away by the evil New Democratic Party BC government. So if you're wondering why I hate Democrats and these socialist dirty commies, this is why. I worked on Sven Robinson's first campaign to become the first MP, Member of Parliament in Canada. But anyway, so what they did on April 9th, they applied to have me declared a vexatious litigant because I had tried so hard just to visit with my brother, as I'm sure my parents would want me to do. The evil nun who lives in 4,000 kilometers away has never spent one penny on my brother, and in fact gave his entire inheritance to the group home and received charitable tax receipt in return worth $12,500. She never spent a minute with him. She moved away when he was born. Just a truly evil person. But, richer than God. She's richer than God. They received her community, the Sisters of St. Joseph of Sault Ste. Marie, that are located in North Bay, Ontario, were granted huge swaths of land to run residential schools for Indigenous children. And they don't do any of that anymore, and I don't know why she's allowed to spend money that was given to her for charitable purposes on a personal vendetta, which is what this was. But anyway, so they applied to have me declared a vexatious litigant, and they set it down for 5 days starting November 18th. So not only did I have to watch my brother have his medical supports removed at my sister's demand and then be sedated to death with hydromorphone, I have to face application to have me declared a vexatious litigant. And so I have to prepare. I spent all day, but that's okay. Anything that I do for Paul, I'm happy to do, and they're going to lose. The Burnaby police are investigating the representation agreement that the group home cooked up. My brother was not capable he didn't have the mental capacity to appoint a representative, and it's a forgery. And there's other investigations that are ongoing. So, when I think it's all worth it for Paul. Right now, I'm just heading to a meeting of the Conservative Party of British Columbia, where the riding association for Coquitlam-Millardville. And I stopped by Starbucks to pick up a coffee. But it helps for me to be able to share this horrible, horrific experience with it. Remember, it's the New Democratic Party of British Columbia that has caused this pain and suffering. These dirty commies, that's what they do. That's what they do. They locked up my little brother for 588 days and then let him die alone amongst strangers. So that's why I'm heading to go help the Conservative Party of BC. And they also, the list of mistakes and errors that they made is lengthy, but they burned through. They received a surplus of $2.5 billion in 2017 when they were first elected, and they most recently had a deficit this year of $9 billion and have accrued a debt of $20 billion. And in the most blessed province in Canada, with all the resources that we have, minerals, timber, scenery, hydroelectric power that we sell to California, or we should sell to California. 15,000 British Columbians have died in the last 7 years under David Eby, evil David Eby's watch. You know, my brother was just one of the 15,000. Those others died of opiate overdoses, including overdoses from so-called safe supply drugs provided by the government itself. I'm not kidding. This New Democratic Party government are pushers. And then they passed a law in 2022 that medical staff, anyone in the medical professions or occupations, occupational therapists, chiropractors, massage therapists, etc., can go to prison for 2 years or be fined up to $200,000 if they share with anyone an opinion different than the government propaganda. That was passed in 2022, and it'll go into effect in about 6 weeks, on December 31st. I believe they're also doing that for the legal profession. So if lawyers express an opinion different than the government, they can be fined up to $200,000 and go to prison for 2 years. They can also have your files seized by a government bureaucrat with no search warrant, warrantless searches. So I'm off to help the Conservative Party of British Columbia so we can bring down this government, this New Democratic dirty commies, as soon as possible. Thank you, everybody, for your love and support. Hi, Luke Harvey.